I'm Trevor Jackson, realtor and president of Bigger Picture Project, a nonprofit focused on community development and giving back to the ones in need in a unique way. This is our series, Stars and Cars, where we interview professionals that took their business to the next level, getting insight and knowledge to help you get to your bigger picture. Today, I'm honored to sit down with Julian Rivera, someone I look to as a leader and also a mentor in the real estate and event world. How you doing today, Julian?
Man, I'm only as good as you, bro. You know, out here, we both light skinned. We might be dark skinned at the end of this one, but I like the location. You chose a good spot, man. It's good to be on your show, man.
So, Julian, you're a well-known DJ and a realtor, and also you lead every event in Virginia Beach. How do you do this and stay consistent with all those hats?
Bro, I wouldn't say I lead every event. You know, I like to work. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that I've learned and learned a lot more than other people by just doing, right? That's the acronym FAIL, first attempt in learning. I use that all the time. Yeah. So realistically, I don't like to say I'm a leader in anything because there's nothing without the team. There's nothing without the squad behind me, and there's nothing without the motivation of my family. So I'm just blessed to say that I have those opportunities, but I have a lot of mottos. One of mine is my shirt, the Get in the Room. You hear me say this all the time.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that I feel that has gotten me to where I'm at right now, and I still got a ways to go, just to be clear. I'm not even anywhere where I want to be at, but I'm definitely better than I was yesterday because it's me versus me, not me versus you, not me versus anybody else. The mentality is that I always knew getting in the room, I'm good at connecting people. And usually I can connect you with this person. I can connect me with somebody else or whatever. But when I've realized that I'm local, man, I know this area very, very well.
Right.
Wasn't born here in Virginia Beach, but I've been here since I was 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? So this is basically, I'm born here. I never left. So I utilize that to my advantage because having a network is vital to anybody's success. I don't care if you're running a putt-putt golf. I don't care if you're running for city council. It doesn't matter. Your network is your net worth.
100%.
But if you can help and make sure that you're putting people first, I'm telling you, bro, that right there has been vital to me to be even close to where I want to go and even where I'm currently at right now.
Stay tuned until the end of the video for our next event announcement. You don't want to miss it. What's something about your lifestyle that you think people don't see behind the lens?
Yo, like just like you said, like first question, you're like, how do you do so much and keep your hats and stay consistent, bro? It's not easy, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Myra, my wife. Shout out to, everybody that supports me. I'm bringing on now an assistant, aka a family friend, Jill, to help me with my life because there's one thing, and there's levels to this. Drake said this, right? There's levels to this, right? But once you start getting to the next level, it's really how many lives you're impacting will definitely impact your life in a positive or negative way. I look at it as a positive thing. So if I'm going to stay consistent to continue to grow, I need to ensure I understand that I need to delegate. Because when I can create other leaders around me, or at least empower people to feel that they can do that, because anybody can, that right there helps me understand that I can stay consistent with what I'm doing, because I can't do it by myself, bro. There's a squad. We got, even at Iron Valley, we got Mike, we got Edwin, we got Edgar, we got Jama, we got LJ, we got Steven, we got Kyle, we got myself. Like, that ain't one person. You know what I'm saying? It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-woman show. In the event space, I might get all the praise when I'm up there DJing for hundreds of people or whatever the case may be. But man, I got to speak to the F&B directors. I got to talk to the GMs of the place. If I have an agent that booked me, I got to talk to that agent. I got to make sure that my accountant knows where the bread's coming from. Right. So it's a whole controlled chaos behind the scenes, but everyone only sees the outcome. So like I can give credit for days, but like when you see people winning Oscars, when you see people winning Grammys, they're giving credit to everybody because that one person gets all that praise, and that's not them. They're just the face, bro. So when you can make sure that the people that are behind the scenes are feeling empowered because they need to be, because they're doing all this work and believing in this one individual, this one brand, that's how you can stay consistent. Without them, there ain't no me. That's just the reality of it is. And it's not just me. That's the picture that's been painted before I was even born, bro. Yeah. Before you were born. That's just the picture. You just got to realize that once you can get into that mindset that you're not Superman and that everyone needs a Lois Lane, everybody needs everybody else in the background to help there, because there is kryptonite there. You don't want to get hit with that joint, 100%. But there's ways to prevent that if you empower people behind the scenes.
100%. You don't always have to recreate the wheel. Sometimes you can bring people on to help you grow.
Bro, I always say I never recreate the wheel. I just take it off and put it on my car because it's already been built, bro. Like, why? You're just making this harder for you. If you can emulate something and remix it to make it work for you, that's the move.
100%. So when you wake up every day, what keeps you hungry? Even though you've touched success, what keeps you going every day?
Well, first and foremost, my family. That's what it is. The older we get, the more we realize that our time is, we all know this, the time is the most important asset that you have out there, but time is expensive, bro. Don't let anyone waste it. And I say that in the most respectful way, but my family keeps me going. My wife, my kids, my really close circles, you know what I'm saying? My business partners, they keep me going. My clients keep me going because it's a conglomerate of all that, dog. I mean, it's a cliche statement, but it really is. Like, without them, there is no, I want to keep going. I just chill. You know, how many people have you heard they're good where they're at? A lot of people, right? That's called complacency. Complacency in my mind is the worst drug. But if you don't have no drive, then people are going to be complacent. 100%. I was complacent for a minute. You were for a minute too. We all were, you know, but my drive is the fam and the people that trust me with anything they're allowing me to do for them. That's the drive. And if that's not going to fill your bucket, then I don't know what will. And to be fair, success is not just the bread, bro. It's not money. Success is everything that comes with what comes back when you do right by giving the positive energy out. I'm going to give positive energy all to you. I'm going to drop game on you all day. It's up to you and what you're going to use. But I know one of those things I'm going to drop is very valuable for you. Can you put a price in it? Yeah, but why package it up when you're going to give it out and it's going to come back to you tenfold in another way? The fruits of the labor, truly. That's just what it is. In my world, at least, that's what it is. And the way that I've been able to marry the DJing and the real estate world, that's really been almost the same, bro. Like, real estate and entertainment is very comparable contracts. You're creating, outside of like drunken nights at the clubs and stuff, which I don't do many of those anymore, but like private events, corporate events, weddings, like those are important, memorable events. So you're creating memories one song at a time. In real estate, you're creating memories one home at a time. So it's very comparable thought processes that I've already been in for 20 plus years. So when I married that with real estate, I'm like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing. I'm just not playing tracks. I'm just I'm helping people get into a crib. Take us back a little bit. What was one of your first hustles before DJing? Maybe you were thinking about that passion. You wanted to be able to turn the tables, but at that moment you didn't have it. So you had to hustle. What are some of the ways that supported you through your passion? Bro, I never had that's a lie. Well, I didn't go to college. I'll say that. I graduated a year early. Yeah. And I did that. I was 17. I like to say I used to be smart. And then, you know, I just started hanging out with the wrong people. You know, you show me your 5 friends, I show you your future. Right. And my 5 friends were not my future at that time, but I'm young. What the hell do I know? At least that's going back and thinking that. I feel you. But one thing I never did have was one job. I always had 2 to 3, let's just call it hustles. But it was always a W-2 and then side hustles. I always was like that since high school, bro. And my main thing, like I loved retail. Like I love shoes. Yeah. Like shoes are my thing. Shoes, 100%. Clothes, don't get me wrong, but shoes are my thing and cars are my thing. Always has been since I was a kid. So in the retail space, I worked in a bunch of different stores. By the time I was 22, 23, I was running $1 million clothing stores in all the malls when malls used to be dope back in the day. You were probably like 5 years old then. So, but I was running the malls back then, or the stores in those malls. It wasn't my stores. It was a Finish Line. It was Man Alive. It was all the popular retail stores that are most of them still out to this day. But that's where I learned the game of like, if I can do this, and if I can level to be a leader running these stores of a few hundred employees at 23 years old, right? And I just had 2 kids already, I'm like, I can do anything. So then that's really was the catalyst of me going 100% on DJing. That was like my pivot. I actually gave up on that to go all in on DJing, but my hustles were always having more than one stream of income at a time, regardless what it is, with one of those being a W-2 job. I completely understand. I can relate. When I was in the Navy, I did cut hair on the boat, like a lot of sailors do. Yep. But I grew up just selling pecans on the side of the street. Yep. I'm from Georgia, so we was always doing something, raking leaves, cutting grass, something on the side. Even though I worked, my very first job was Dairy Queen. You know what I mean? I joined the Navy. I started managing shops and managing $1 million of jets. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I got real estate. I got my license in real estate, and I figured out that I wanted to help people more. And that networking ability, I knew I had. So I completely understand that. Bro, your first job was Dairy Queen. I worked at Dairy Queen as my second job. I worked there for 1 day and I quit. Yeah, I used to flip the blizzards, man. You know, can't let it drop. Can't let it drop. See, I can't take that my paycheck. Right. My first job was CC's Pizza. I will say that I had to race the manager for the job, and that was actually one of my favorite jobs. What is the hardest area in your career that you feel like set you back or that you had to push through? That's a loaded question, bro. Because there's so many. Because there's so many chapters to our lives. Yeah. You know, I can pinpoint a bunch. Right. There's not really just one thing. I mean, I graduated high school and I went to jail a year after that. Right. You know what I mean? Like hanging out with the wrong people for months. I wasn't years, but for a few months, misdemeanor shit. Just being in the wrong place, wrong time, doing dumb shit. Right. That's really that was a setback, but I learned how to play spades really good there, by the way. 100%. And I really learned to enjoy grits as well. So my 2 things I always say. Mm-hmm. But I was in a place where people didn't play child support. Like I wasn't in a place with killers and stuff like that. It was not like that. I was a city jail, but that was a learning moment. And then when I got out of there, I started working. And then I had a kid a year after that. Then I had another kid a year after that, all with the same woman. And then, but during that time, I started my side hustles and I got my retail jobs and I was doing that and I was still DJing and I was still doing that. So I could say there's setbacks, but they're not setbacks, bro. They're all learning lessons. Yeah. That was years ago. I'm 41 now, dog. Like that was late teens, early 20s. And I'll get a speeding ticket. That's technically a setback. Yeah. But is a setback really something that puts you there, or is it just an excuse to be complacent for the time? Nah, bro. I'll give you a prime example. Jackalope Festival. I parked at a spot. I DJed at Sky Bar for like 15, I don't know how many years, for well over a decade. Yeah. There's a spot I always park at. Okay. My wife, my kids were down there. I got VIP passes. We're chilling. I park there all the time. But usually when I park is at night. Okay. Yeah. I know the 2-hour parking's there. I know all that stuff's there. All right. Hey man, I'm good. I've been doing this for like over a decade. I ain't never got a ticket. We're almost done. Our alarm goes off on our phone. I got towed. So was that a setback? I mean, it was, but the minute I saw, I'm like, yo, I actually got towed for, I don't know how many times that have passed, like 10, 12, 15 years, whatever it was. Right. I'm good. That was a $250 lesson. But what I do walking to that spot, got the Uber, went down there. I was back. The kids were still in the water by the time I got the car because I already knew the game. Like that's a small setback, but I wasn't even worried. It didn't even piss me off. I'm in a position where that money, yeah, of course, 250 is 250. I want to be clear. That's money, but it's like in my mind, is the glass half full or half empty? I got away with that for a long time. I knew it was coming. It's just a matter of, that's a small example of a recent setback that I should have been pissed about, could have ruined my day. Right. Nah, bro, like it's up to you and it's a choice in how you're going to feel. It don't matter what gets thrown your way. So there's really no real setbacks. It's just situations for the time. Right. When you get thrown off that horse, you got to get back on. I mean, I grew up a lot from the struggle, so I understand getting the water cut off, getting the lights cut off. Got a man climbing the pole trying to turn the cable on. So I definitely understand that you have different setbacks. You have to keep pushing. So hopefully our viewers see that that's important. I mean, I grew up with no dad, bro. Just my mom and my grandmother. I had my uncle that was here when he could be, but that was it. Yeah. And then it was my sister. That's my family. Like I ain't have nobody else. So if, like we're talking about father figures and real setbacks, I could lean on that too. There's 1,000 things that we can lean on. When you talk to Mike, he has 1,000 things you can lean on as setbacks. You talk to Jill, you talk to everybody, they're going to have the things that you can say as setbacks, but they're all learning lessons, man. Yeah. And majority of the people that you're going to talk to, didn't decide to live in that world. They decided to move on and make a better fucking version of themselves. Yeah, shout out to Mike, man. We got to get him on the show. Get the SS on the show for sure. So for someone watching this and they feel stuck or unsure where to go, what would you say to them to kind of get them going or maybe motivate them? Or do you think motivation is key? Bro, if you're not your own self-motivation, I don't know what is. I mean, I'm not saying that people can't really be in a mental health space. I 1,000% believe in that. I'm not saying people can't be depressed. I'm 1,000% believe in that. One thing that was a vital change to me when I decided to like, yo, I'm doing this, I went to the gym. And it wasn't for the physical. Like that's just the benefits of it, right? Is this. It clears this up and it clears a lot of the doubts that you have in yourself because what you thought you couldn't do in the gym, you're doing it. Yep. And then what does that do? Boom. It starts to create a domino effect of positivity, bro. Mm-hmm. It is. I hit the gym this morning, hit the gym yesterday. I get pissed if I can't make the gym because I'm busy. Right. Before I was like, I don't want to go. I almost talked myself out of not going this morning. But like, I got to go. Like, I knew my time was short. I couldn't do my cardio and then my sauna after. I still want to lift my weights. I still did a 45-minute session to get in and out. Showing up is half the battle. And most of the people don't even want to show up. So that was one thing that was a really, really big change for me over the past 2 years, is just getting in the gym. And I don't care if you go once a week, once a month, just go. Some type of self-work. Or just walk. Get out the crib and walk, yo. Like, you don't have to go lift weights and try. It's just, it clears this up because the older we get, the more we realize it's us versus us. And we are the ones that get in our way the most. Yeah. And the more that we're in our way, what are we? Going to stay complacent with what we have, bro? Yeah. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And I am nowhere near where I want to go, but I have a path. And that path is, I can see that light now. Before that light wasn't even existing. Yeah. So get up, get active, get sweat every day, bro. Like that will change everything when it comes down to your motivation. Now speak on the gym a little bit, that already probably one of the biggest habits that helped you, but I wanted to ask you 3 habits that helped you that might help some viewers get into that good routine. Read books that will change your thought process to be more positive. Okay. The Secret was huge for me. Rich Dad, Poor Dad was huge for me. Those 2 changed my entire thought process. And I read those back to back and nobody told me to. It was just 2 books that I found. Right. And I'm like, interesting. Secret talks about universe. What you say will come back to you, positive or negative, in 1,000 different ways. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is just a story on I didn't realize it because I didn't even have a dad growing up. This guy had two, but his real dad wasn't poor. I mean, he just had a mentality of doing this one way, where the rich dad had a mentality of the other one. So it's like, what are we programmed to do? That's one. Like, get in a positive mindset and do whatever it takes to get you there, whether it's workout, read, or whatever. Stay consistent. If you fuck up a day, doesn't matter. Just get back up and do it again, and ask for help. Like, mad people out there are willing to help, dog. Like they are. You're just afraid to ask. I used to be that way. I'm sure you used to. Everyone, everything I'm saying, everyone I've lived. So it's like, ask for help, do something, get in a positive mindset, and whatever gets to their gym, reading a book, a podcast, listening to something, and just stay consistent on whatever you decide to do. But don't get bad on yourself if you mess up a day. Bro, I'll probably eat some donuts or some shit today. I don't care, but I went to the gym this morning. I know I can do that. Right. It doesn't matter if you're not going to fall off, but if you're consistently eating donuts every day and not going to the gym, it's the same thing if you're going to the gym every day, but you're having a donut here and there. Right. It's just a weird analogy, but that's the same thing. I worked for it, so I deserve to get that treat.
I can definitely agree to all those, especially the books. One of the first books that got me into the right headspace was Think and Grow Rich.
It's a dope book, Napoleon Hill, right?
Yes. Yeah. Talked about desire, kind of brought that spectrum in. It also talked about overstimulation, like eating donuts all the time, because it comes down to, are you watching Netflix 24 hours of the day? Fact. Are you going on a walk 24 hours of the day? Because it might be, it might be nice to go to the gym, but if that's all you do and you know that that's not your passion or your goal, you can't spend 24 hours in the gym, right? You have to time block it. So that book definitely put it in perspective.
Facts.
So what do you feel that separates people who makes it and people who don't?
But define making it.
Reaching the goal that you want.
So we have a podcast called Your Peak Life. Shout out to Mike, Edgar, and June. They created that, and I'm a co-host on this because I was a radio host for a very long time. This is what I did for a good chunk of my life. Okay. So knowing this is, there's never really an end goal. People will disagree with this, but this is just my opinion, and we're in America and we can have our opinions. Yeah. Because you're going to hit that goal, and what's going to happen next?
Life don't stop.
You want another goal.
Yeah.
You're going to continue to hit new peaks as you grow, because you are not the same Trevor Jackson that you were a year ago. I've seen you grow in the past 12 months, dog. We were in Arizona a few months ago. Yep. So I'm like, I see where you're at. I see where you grow. I see you want it, but you're getting in the room. So now we're comparing. That's not a real comparison, because there's never an end goal. You should have goals: year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, however you want to structure it. There's 1,000 different ways to do it. Make it small, bro. First goal, get them to go for a walk. Yeah. Like, just do something, because again, you're the one keeping yourself down, because we have so many vices at our fingertips. The phones are number one. The movies, the food, like all these vices that are just been created to keep us down, that we've all experienced. I love pizza. I love burgers. I love all that. But I understand I can have that in increments. I love watching a movie. I love scrolling. I love all the same stuff that people do. I just consume it less. To answer that question, compared to what, is just set a small goal. Make your bed in the morning. You did it. Make your bed in the morning every week. I mean, for 1 week, 7 days in a row. Boom. You got a goal. Right. I don't give a shit. You mess up the rest of your day. You at least achieve that goal. And remember, you achieve that goal. It's the psychology behind it. Like, LJ talks about psychology and stuff all the time with he breaks it down way better than I can, but it really is the psychological thought process of a win. And small wins add up. It's those small wins that you can get consistent on that will change your motivation fast. Yeah. As easy as making your bed every day.
And some days confidence. It builds your confidence.
That's what you need. If you have the confidence, you can fake it till you make it. Right. You know how many people out there just faking it till they make it? You know a bunch. Yeah. I'm not gonna name them.
See straight through it.
But is it really fake, or are they just confident that they're gonna get there, even though they're not there yet?
And they see it. They're probably being called crazy in their rooms.
They are. Fact. I've been called crazy. I still get called crazy.
Right.
Like, okay.
You sell real estate and you DJ in some of the biggest venues in Virginia Beach. How do you balance all this and still have time for your family, or just things that you want to do?
There's just people that you have to put into place if you want to level up. And I'm far from greedy. There's not one person that will say that I'm a greedy person, because I give way more than I receive. LJ said yesterday, he's like, sometimes you just don't know how to say no. Yeah. And that is one of my cons, because I want to see everyone win, but my time is an expensive asset. So I can't let people waste it. That is one thing that is the hardest thing to look at, but most people are going to look at you as an asshole. To be fair, I don't care what people think of me. And that's not what I'm saying the general perception is of me, but we all have the same time, dog. And I have to allocate this much to get this much done. And then I have to give my fam the time. And I dropped the ball on that a lot. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm far from perfect, but I will never stop being consistently starting to try, because I have older kids. I got 5 kids, bro.
Yeah, lead, man. Where they at?
21, 20, and 17. So I have my 3 oldest kids. All right. 21's Julian. He's in the military. Jadel, He's in he does contracting and sells shoes. He loves doing that. He
Oh
does
yeah,
a
I've
lot of
seen that.
resale.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then John H. He's a junior at Tallwood. And then I have Mia and Miles. So those are 9 and 3. So I have a whole, I call it like Dad 2.0. They get the older version of Dad, where my other kids had the younger version of the Dad. The younger version of Dad was working the radio, getting free concert tickets, taking them to D&B, like all the stuff that was in the mix.
Yeah.
The older one, now I can just afford to do all that shit. I don't need to be in that room.
Yeah.
I love that room. Don't get me wrong, but that was just a different chapter in my life. So now if I'm being consistent, I'm working on showing up more with the fam. That's the most important thing. And even then, I'm not 1,000% consistent. If anybody out there says they are, what do y'all young kids say? Cap.
You
know what I mean? Like, there ain't, I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not saying that the intention isn't there to be pure, but it is a daily challenge. So to stay consistent on that with DJing, I book out my whole year within the first quarter.
Okay.
So I'm in a position where I know I reach venues, they want me to be there, I want to be there, but I'm very specific with who I want to be and do. You know, I do a lot of the ODU stuff. I know I have their football and their basketball schedule when it comes out. I know those dates are set. Weddings, they usually book 6 to 12 to 2 years in advance. That's set. Then the one-offs that I just fill in here with private events, corporate events, those are set months in advance. I know my entire schedule the rest of the year for DJing. That makes it easier.
Yeah.
Real estate, can't do that. You know that because you're in the game.
Yeah.
That's a day-by-day thing.
100%.
And to be fair, I'm doing a disservice to my clients if I take on too many DJing gigs. If we're talking $1 cost per hour, it makes 0 sense for me to DJ more, at least on smaller events, than to serve clients. Because again, it's not the cost per hour. How many lives am I impacting? That impact is comparable to a wedding. Right. It's not really comparable to a Skybar night. It's not comparable to a chick's night, because it's just different memories. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're all dope nights. They're all dope events, but no one's buying a house, bro. Or selling a house. Somebody's getting married. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's only one other thing that really matches that is when they have a kid. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when you lose somebody, that's a bad memory, but it's a core memory. Yeah. So I'll have 2 very big verticals in core memories. I probably do 20 to 30 weddings a year now. I was doing more than that, but I just physically can't do that. And I have a team of DJs that I can book to do that, because we do all that stuff. And then when it comes to, shout out to Shino, shout out to Sham, shout out to all the guys on the squad. And then real estate, same concept. 2 verticals, 2 different teams. Right. Same outcome. Right. A dope ass memory.
Yeah, because I mean, the goals aren't in the club, right? You're not helping nobody reach their goals in the club. At a wedding, of course. Yep. But in real estate, that person is buying their first asset, their first home, and it might be their last home.
Facts.
So it comes down to really helping somebody and impacting lives. I like that. I like that you give back. That's why you're on Bigger Picture.
But they're trusting. Like, that's the trust factor in all my posts. You'll see, thank you for the trust.
Yes.
Lil Wayne, after every song when he performed at the ODU show that he did a few months ago, thank you. That's what he does. He will stop, then to the next song. Thank you. Give gratitude out. It comes back, bro.
Tenfold.
Whether you mean it or not, most of the time people mean it. They're not going to fake the funk like that, but it happens. Like, you guys got to lead with gratefulness, with thankfulness, and you just be surprised what comes back to you, bro.
So what do people misunderstand about branding themselves online and offline and building a real life business?
Misunderstand. I mean, whatever you're doing online needs to mirror what your business is. Right. That's really what it is. You know, my other shirts and stuff that I people are telling me I need to sell those shirts too. I don't even want to sell them. I just want to give them away. Right. But
that's how I feel about Bigger Picture for sure.
Like, you are the brand. You are the brand. You are the brand, right? Man. You're the brand until you can build a brand to be bigger than you. And if you build it to be bigger than you, it'll live longer than you. And not many companies get there.
It becomes that platform.
But most of the times we're going to be in that gray area, right? You can get to that spot where Bigger Picture is going to live on before Trevor. Most people are in this spot. They can't even get off the ground. They always want to start something new. Right. Then a lot of us are in the middle. Like, if I'm going to be the You Are the Brand or the DJ Julian Rivera, whatever, and I don't build another brand outside of Iron Valley, I'm happy with that. Yeah. Because it works for me and where I'm at currently in my next, 5 to 10 year goals. But it changes for everything. Like, you can be consistent online. You can be consistent in your business. With me, I have somebody that handles my online content. I got to give the raw data. I got to put it out there. It's all me. Right. But I used to do it myself. Now I'm in a position to have to delegate and give it to someone else, so it can be more consistent, and I can be focused more on the revenue generating sources by getting in the room, by talking to the right people, showing up and helping people when I can, whether there's money involved or not. It's just being consistent and living and dying by your calendar. So online, make sure you are portraying the life that you are, and people relate more than you think. Like, you will never see me posting this Lambo on my page. That's just another vertical. I'm a t-shirt, joggers, and nice shoes kind of guy. Nice shoes, yeah. Like, it don't matter. Like, that's just the vibe that I want to portray, and people relate to that a lot more. That works for me, but it doesn't mean it works for everyone else.
If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice, what would that be?
buy Nvidia, buy Tesla, and buy Google, buy Amazon, buy Bitcoin. Go broke buying all that stuff and then just keep doing what you were doing. But you know what I mean by that?
No.
I didn't just mean buy the stocks. Invest in yourself more when you're younger, so your older self will thank you more later.
Yeah.
That was just a stock play. But I only know that because I invested in myself later in life knowing those were the plays. There's 1,000 other plays. It had nothing to do with stocks. That was just a reason me saying that. And invest in yourself. If you're not going to go to college because you think whatever, personally, I don't think college is meant for everybody. Right. Unless you're going to be an engineer in law or in the medical field. What the hell else are you going to college for?
Right.
Dead ass. Because I know people that make way more than all of those fields and none of them went to college. But again, it's not about money. Some people want the higher education, and that's straight because we need smart people in this world. But invest in yourself, and it doesn't have to come liquid. To show up. Yeah. Get in the room. Yeah. Go to this, whatever you want to be involved in. Ask questions. Call Trevor. If you're 18, how old are you again?
25.
He's 25. He's only 7 years older than you, but he has so much game, and he's around people that are older than him that are doing either what he wants or comparable to what he wants. And all you did was what?
Get in the room.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So in this new generation, some of these kids won't even look you in the eye. They're like, hey, how are you doing? So, like, don't be coy. Don't be shy. Because now if that's my competition, I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm just saying. And y'all all know people like that. So invest in yourself, get out of your comfort zone, and make sure you're getting around the people that you want to be around. Like, for example, in high school, they had clubs, right?
Yeah.
Yearbook club, social club, whatever.
Chess club,
all those. All that was people that had the same interests got to hang out together because they wanted to have the same energy. You like chess? I like chess? Dope. The 20 of us in here like chess because we joined the club. This is probably going to be my crew.
Yeah.
I have friends outside of here. Don't get me wrong, but that's the same thing. Like, you wanted to be around people in real estate at a high level. You joined Jessica Lewis's squad, right?
Yeah.
She's a beast. So you're around at least one individual that's high level, but then you show up to the other room that she was in, and now you made them your own rooms.
Yep. Shout out to Peak Performance, because that got me into the room, that got me to Glover U.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like you're just going to continue to get in your room, and it opens your thought process, build your confidence, and realize, dude, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yep, 100%.
That's just what it is. That's my tip right there. Invest in yourself and get the f out of your comfort zone and start doing something now.
Yeah. One of my best quotes I've ever heard was, the future self is depending on you to be consistent. So you have to continue to do that work on yourself, no matter what your age is.
Mic drop. I don't mention mic drop, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do that. There's 1,000 different quotes you can put out there. It's just, you can read it, take action.
It's very important for me to ask every person that comes on the show, what is next for Julian Rivera, and what is your bigger picture?
It's pretty simple, man. I just want to keep impacting more lives. The more lives I can impact, the better it's going to be for my family and I. Again, I like to make sure I'm focusing on this. Impacting lives is not revenue. Yeah. Impacting lives is doing right by people, because if the client wins, we win by default.
Yeah.
And that does not just mean money. There's 1,000 different ways that other people can win. So impacting more lives has helped me so much more realize how grateful I need to continue to be. So the bigger picture for me is that I'm going to continue to scale by impacting so many more lives with my team and I, because again, it's not just me. My late mentor, Tim Mayer, he always used to tell me, Julian, you're so good, but you keep go. When do you ever stop and smell the roses? So I'm going to stop and smell the roses more on the bigger and the smaller wins, more than just go to the next thing.
Gotcha.
So my bigger picture includes impacting lives, but enjoying the wins along the way.
Once again, this is Trevor Jackson, realtor and president of Bigger Picture Project. We just wrapped up episode 1 of Cars with Stars, and we're trying to get as many subscribers as possible and likes on this video, so definitely go smash the button. We also have all social medias that you can follow everybody in the video on, including the photographer, will be in the comments below. We do have our back to school drive kicking off at the end of July. Everything they need to go back to school, including barbers. So we hope to see you there. Peace.